obviously I just like posting whatever, and I don't really care what I look like, to be honest. So I just put out anything. I mean, as you could tell for that recent Beyonce video.
Literally, with the organic growth that you can get on TikTok now, it's literally like, you know, ride this trend, step off it, step onto another one, and just keep pivoting up.
I'm like a perfectionist, if that makes sense. So I like to make sure my things are good, and if one thing's out, I won't post it. Since Vine, a lot of content needs to be like within that first 4-second mark.
Yeah.
You gotta like
catch.
Yeah, it's gotta be like, you just gotta do it quick, or they'll swipe off. It just keeps growing a little bit more, and then I just up prices. Like, I feel like Instagram will be around longer than TikTok.
Really?
That together we have clarity, direction, and success way beyond what we ever previously thought possible. Here's your host, Frankie Lee.
First things first, guys, before we get started with this podcast, do me a solid favor and subscribe to this on whatever platform you're listening to it right now. Whether that's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I'd appreciate if you just hit that subscribe button, and it lets me know that the content that I'm putting out for you guys is hitting your ears at the right time. Much love. This podcast is sponsored by ContentRemoval.com. So whether you're looking to remove any images, videos, search results, fake Instagram accounts, get in touch with us at ContentRemoval.com. Welcome back to the Frankie Lee podcast. Today, guys, we've got a special guest, because I don't think anyone would expect me to be doing this kind of podcast, but I actually saw this guy, right, dancing on TikTok, and I thought to myself, I swear I know this geezer from somewhere, right? So NATHANLUST, who's next to me right now, he's blown up on TikTok. He's gone from like 0 to 3 million followers on TikTok with dancing and doing all this other stuff inside 2 years. Mate, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, it's great to be here.
Mate, it's good to get you on, because mate, it's such a little interesting thing, because obviously I saw you that's on TikTok because you came up on my For You feed, and then I thought to myself, I know this geezer from somewhere. And then I walk in the gym and I put 2 and 2 together, and I can't remember what song it was, but you was dancing in front of your TV in your lounge.
Yeah. And
then I clicked on you, and I was like, "Fuck, this geezer's got 3 million. He's built up 3 million following."
Yeah.
And when I spoke to George about it, because obviously he was training at the time, he said like, "Yeah, and you should 100% get him on, because his trajectory of growth has been mad." So TikTok is a platform that I think now that every podcast, every creative, every business needs to be able to leverage and learn about. And I just think so much of us can learn from your journey and everything you've been through specifically. So like, did you start out just dancing on TikTok?
No, from the start, my first video was, in the closet, how there's the mirrors?
Yeah.
It was just a stupid video, and I just put myself in between them. You know how, like, when you put one leg up and the reflection looks like you have both legs up?
Oh, yeah.
And I just did, like, a little horse thing, and it just, like, blew up. It got, like, maybe 10K likes.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was a lot. I'd never gotten that much views or likes before, so I just started doing some more random stuff, and then as it, like, progressed, I started making my own trends. I started doing there's like filters and stuff on there where I duplicate myself using like the TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just like started making my own trends, and everyone started finding it funny. And yeah, basically after that, that's when it segued into dancing, because once that sort of dies out.
You had to. Do you create your own trends with dancing as well?
So, yeah, I made my own dances, and Charlie D'Amelio?
No.
Oh, she's like the
lead.
She's like she's like at the top, and like Addison Rae.
Mate, this is why I wanted to do this podcast, right? Because so many people. I said to you before this podcast, I said, mate, the reason I'm going to love doing this is because I don't have a fucking clue. No, but because it's taken me since I had a TikTok account, Frankie Lee Podcast. I've got it to like 11.4K, right? For a podcast account, that was pretty hard to grow it to 11.4K because I don't know how to use the trends for the podcast type.
Yeah,
I don't know how to. This is why it's so baffling to me how this can happen, and so many of us that listen to this need to fucking understand this game, because this game is so critical to every business and brand that's going.
Yeah. Because I literally there was a remix that came out, and I was like, because that was like around, I think that was last year. Everyone started doing like making dances, and everyone was doing dancing, and that was when that period was around, and I thought I'd make one to this remix that this dude made. So Charli D'Amelio, who's like the top of TikTok, she's like TikTok queen.
Yeah,
she did the dance, and then obviously when she does the dance, other people will see that and they were like, "Oh, that's a cool dance. I want to do that dance."
And she credited you.
Yeah, she did it I think she did it twice. And then Addison Rae, who was like top as well, but she did it, and then Lizzo, the singer. She did that one.
The guy that I've seen the most on TikTok before you was Fonzie. The guy that goes around with the microphone, the interviewing people, going, "Hey, mate," and obviously he teamed up with like Fred Chibester from Finder.com. So obviously, because I've interviewed Fred and had him on the podcast, I see that Fonzie as well and stuff like that, and put it all together. But this is such a new, because I mainly live in the Instagram world. Yeah, the Instagram world is so different. It is compared to the TikTok world.
It's harder to get recognized, I feel, on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because whereas TikTok, you can post something and like
you've got the virality and the push on the platform.
Because like the main thing for TikTok is that For You page, which is where everything is really.
Yep.
And whereas Instagram, they do have like a search page, but most of your things are just your home page, where it's just your friends that you follow or their stuff.
Yeah, so but what were you doing then before all of this? Like before you stumbled across this whole TikTok phenomenon, and before you started blowing up on there and getting sponsored by brands, what were you really focusing on then?
Filming. I wanted to be a filmmaker. So I did a film school just after I finished school. It was New York Film Academy.
Yep.
I went straight into there because I actually really liked filming. I liked being behind the camera and directing other people of like what I wanted to see and put out there.
And there's quite a lot of obviously creative within the thought of making a film as well. But what was it that kind of got you started into like putting out content into the public facing world kind
of? Well, yeah, because when I was in school, I was always putting out like fighting videos, like not real fighting, but like some funny fighting videos, like fighting over someone stealing clothes or something like that, and then you just go into a little fight sequence.
Yeah.
And I used to just post them on like Facebook and no, I think it was just Facebook actually. Yeah, post them on Facebook, and then once I started, because I got TikTok, it used to be called Musical.ly.
Yeah.
I got it just as it changed to TikTok, and I didn't post until like 2 years later or a year later. And obviously I just like posting whatever, and I don't really care what I look like, to be honest. So I just put out anything. I mean, as you could tell for that recent Beyonce video, but
that Beyonce video, you'll have to go onto his TikTok and look at the Beyonce video. It's fucking phenomenal. He's got his mum's heels on. He's doing it, but the point that I want to drill into on that is the fact that you've just said there. What you've just said there is so critical to everyone who listens to this. The fact that you are unjudgmental on yourself and how you look, so you just put out content.
Yeah,
and that is not just the fact that you can really fucking dance, mate. Like you can. There's no doubt about that. Anybody that looks at you on TikTok can see that you can dance. But the phenomenal thing is that so many people out there can do lots of things, but they just don't do it because they're worried about what other people think.
And that's
the killer.
Yeah. Because I have most of my friends could never post anything like that, so I'm just like, man, I don't really care what anyone thinks of me. It's like I feel good posting it. I think it's funny. Yeah.
In regards to that, in regards to your mindset on that and posting content and being unjudgmental, is that something that's come from the way that your parents brought you up, or is that something that's always been instilled in you from someone else, or how have you got to the point where you're that comfortable within yourself at such a young age? Because you're 20 years old. How have you become so comfortable within yourself?
Man, I don't actually know. Because my brother's not like that. I think as like a kid, just doing, I actually have no clue. I just was always doing sports. In primary school, I did.
But you were always encouraged by your parents then. You must have been always encouraged.
They were a little bit iffy at the start, but with whatever I did, they were just like on board. They would just say, "Oh, yep, that's good." And then if I got awards or something like that for doing something, they would just like reward me with some stuff. And obviously, I guess that made me feel like I should just keep doing that and like block out anything else that's like if something's telling me. Yeah.
Do you ever? You must have faced though a lot of judgment through what you're doing.
No, not really. I guess everyone will get hate, but I don't really see the hate.
Yeah, I love it.
Like it's
so even though the hate probably exists in some form or another, because hate always exists, mate. There's people that hate me, there's people that hate you, there's people that hate the guy down the road. Like, we all know that hate exists. But it's similar to the way that I feel about what I'm doing, I suppose, then, in the fact of you, because you're so in it and because you love it and because you know you're so on purpose with it and what you're doing and it lights you up.
Yeah.
You're not really giving any light to the hate that you might receive in your life.
Yeah. And like that's what they want as well. They want like a reaction, or they want you to reply to them. But like,
because I've noticed there's a lot of hate on TikTok.
There is.
It's a very hateful platform.
Yeah, a lot. Like when it first started, it was very like not everyone was snowflakes. Do you know what a snowflake is? Yeah. Like there's like anything you do now, anyone will just like hate for it. And it's just like
I put a clip on there. It went kind of viral for me. Like I think it was like a couple of 100,000 views of me talking about, and it's a clip from a podcast, from a fucking 2-hour podcast. But it's a clip where I'm talking about designer goods and how people are wasting their money on designer goods, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're poor, you're this, you're that." I'm not. Yeah, but you didn't hear the whole context of the whole clip. I was saying, like, for the people that can afford it, that buy it for art, it's good, and for the people that can't afford it but buy it to impress someone, it's bad. There's a lot more context to it than but the TikTok crowd, them battling just pushed it further. I've realised now that I post more clips like that polarize opinion, because when you post clips on TikTok where people can argue with each other in the comment section, it just pushes it viral.
It goes more and more.
Yeah.
That's what happened. I did what's it called, a Trump video.
Yeah.
And it was a Do You Dance, which was another series I did.
Do You Dance, like and then the Trump. I see it.
Do the same dance as Trump, and everyone was just like hating on each other in the comments, and I was like, man, can we just like enjoy the video for the video?
Yeah.
Like, do we have to?
They turned it political, didn't they?
They did.
They turned it political. I was reading some of the comments. It's like talking about Trump versus Biden. I'm like, the geezer's just dancing on the video.
Just dance. But like, yeah, it's just I find a lot of stuff funny, so that just really made me laugh. And obviously, from people doing that, and that was around the election, I think, or maybe a bit after, or I don't even know. But that like pushed it as well, because that was like the hot topic at the time.
Yeah.
So like anything that's like a hot topic, like the Spider-Man. So like I've seen a lot of podcasts talking about Spider-Man,
right? Okay.
And that's like the thing.
So basically, then, for any business owner or brand owner listening to this, anyone that's trying to grow their personal brand, what are like the top 5 essential things then that they need to understand about TikTok in order to give themselves the best chance of being successful on the platform?
Consistency. You don't necessarily have to post every single day, as long as your content is just good, like quality over quantity.
Right. Okay.
Like that. I used to post every day, but that got a little bit too tiring over like the course of doing it, and and I was coming up with really bad ideas, and it just wasn't coming out right. And you can tell because your views will drop, your likes will drop. So I'd rather quality over quantity.
So that's completely against what Gary Vee's telling everyone to do.
What does he tell everyone?
He basically tells everyone put out as much content as possible. But from putting out content myself, I agree with you. You can. My Instagram's growing at a good rate now, and TikTok's growing, and YouTube is growing. But it's like on YouTube, I'm putting out one podcast a week, and then I've got the clips channel where I'm starting to put clips out. And on TikTok, I post once every couple of days. Yeah, you know, whatever I feel is the most reactional kind of clip for TikTok now, rather than just posting for the sake of posting. Yeah,
because I feel like at the start, if he was talking about like the start, I would say just post as much as you can. Yeah, but for someone that's got content and there's a lot of like, it's a sort of like people don't really want to know what to expect in your videos, so you want to like try change it a bit.
Let's do some scenarios because scenarios will kind of help. So let's say you're a girl and you've got like a nail clinic, hair salon, or you do like cosmetic injectables. So there's quite a few of those girls that do those kind of trades that listen to this podcast. What kind of videos should those girls kind of create in terms of like to make their content bang a little bit harder on the TikTok platform?
I know a lot of they probably know it as well, but a lot of transition videos. Right. There's a lot of like creative ways to do transitions. I've seen heaps of makeup artists doing like how they have like cosmetic stuff on their face and they turn themselves into like monsters. Yeah. Like over the course they have like music playing, and as like each beat hits, they like transition as like with their hand or movement or something. They'll go close to the camera and come back out as something else. I feel like those are satisfying to watch as well. Yeah.
And so that kind of covers that part of the trade. But say then you're the polar opposite end. So say you're a lad that sells real estate and stuff like that, and you're trying to make your kind of content stand out. Because that's completely two polar ends of the spectrum. Yeah. what kind of things would you suggest for someone like that? Because we're talking about, you know, on Instagram, their kind of videos are like very much like zoom in, zoom out, drones and all that kind of stuff. But I don't really feel that on TikTok gives the kind of the vibe that's going to get any kind of traction.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I've never actually seen any house except for those people that like Fonzie going up to the house and then they'll say, "Oh, yep, come, I'll show you around." Like that's like interesting. But if you're trying to like sell a house or something like that within that market, I don't know if it would do too well.
But essentially, what you're saying then is with as one of the 5 things is like you said consistency. You're saying that you got to go with the current trend.
Yeah, go with the trend.
Go with the trend that's on the platform. So we talked earlier about how you now set trends. Yeah. But before you started setting trends, you were following trends in order to grow the following so that you could then set them yourself. Yeah. You can't start setting a trend usually off the bat.
Yeah, you can, but I feel like that's a bit harder. Yeah. Like if you get really lucky and that trend will just like pop off, then, you know, that's good. But yeah, I feel like from the start, got to just follow the trends. And then, because I only started following them for a little bit, really, until I started doing my own. I did like a little dance series as well when I first started ages ago, and I noticed that it kept getting like a consistent amount of likes. Yeah. So I rode that trend for a bit, and then until because you can't really ride the same thing for too long because then it'll just die out.
Dies off.
Yeah. So after that, you got to try find something else, something new to go off of, and then ride that one for a bit. Yeah. And then...
So it's literally with the organic growth that you can get on TikTok now, it's literally like, you know, ride this trend, step off it, step onto another one, step on, and just keep pivoting up. Yeah. Where do you see the platform itself like going in the fullness of time? Do you see it ending up like a video version of Instagram or?
Yeah, I'm not really too sure because I'm trying to transition to Instagram as well.
You are trying.
Yeah, because I know you well, you get more gigs off Instagram.
Right.
And yeah, TikTok is where I get most of my income, but I feel like Instagram will be around longer than TikTok.
Really? You still think that? Even though, because I was looking at the analytics in the last, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and TikTok's got getting more than Facebook, more than Instagram, more than Google.
Yeah, like it's really popular because literally everyone uses it. Yeah. But yeah, I just feel, I don't know. Yeah, I feel
even as a creator on that platform, you still don't fully feel like it's got the longevity that Instagram has.
I feel like I feel like it will be there. I don't.
But you're not staking your house on it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, like I don't want to just put everything into one
platform.
One platform. I want to like spread it out and be the face of something rather than just being that.
So, in essence, you get higher paid and more bookings from just being an Instagram personality than you do from being a TikTok personality.
Yes. So I get more gigs on TikTok at the moment.
Yeah.
But because I'm trying to grow my Instagram, now I'm getting more like use our product, put it on your story, or do a post for us. Like I'm getting more of those now.
Yeah.
But like I got more from TikTok.
And did you because obviously on the TikTok platform you can gain followers from them clicking your Instagram bio from your TikTok profile. Yeah. Is that how you've gained your whole following on Instagram?
No.
Specifically that way?
I think I got probably 40K from TikTok.
Yeah.
And then because I never posted my videos, the ones I did on TikTok to my Instagram, so no one really knew what I was doing. And so once I did that, those got 200K likes, 300K, and then it just kept going up and up. And then that was with the Do You Dance series.
Yeah.
So that popped it up, and then that went to, I think it was 170, and then now I'm doing this new one where I just dance like the movies or whatever dance scenes are in the movies, and I put them on. And now, because they were popping off on TikTok, I guess
it kind of sets the pre-tone for it popping up. Like you kind of use TikTok now as your testing ground, and then when you got something that pops on TikTok, you use that clip now on Instagram and to grow your reels and all that kind of stuff on Instagram.
Because that's literally it. I put it on TikTok because I feel like TikTok I can post more stuff on there, whereas Instagram I try to keep it a bit more professional and don't put as much stuff, but put the really good content that I've made from TikTok on there.
Yeah,
just so because that's. Like, I feel like if someone's coming to look at my profile, I only want them to see the
best things. But people have also got to realise that there's so many testing periods with what you're doing, testing micro content. I mean, when did you start to think to yourself, okay, I can make a living out of this?
I thought probably last year, like around last. Oh, because I've done this for. Like just strictly off social media now for, I think it's almost a year in February.
Yeah, brilliant.
So I used to live with mum and dad, and now I've just moved out, and it's
all paid for. All paid for by TikTok and Instagram money.
Yeah, so
that's fantastic.
It's been good, and I've just been getting gigs, and then it just keeps growing a little bit more, and then I just up prices, and then from there it's just But I feel like I can do a bit more because I wanted to still do my filming.
Yeah.
Because TikTok kind of just like, I got carried away with it and I stopped doing my filming and all that. I kind of do the filming still in my TikToks, but I didn't really, like I stopped what I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
To do this. Like it was really fun to do this is just dancing and just, I don't know, making people laugh.
Yeah.
That's like it. Yeah, it makes me feel good.
Do you feel pressure from it now because you are well known on the platform and you do have a big following now? Do you feel the pressure from that to keep making hits and keep hitting it? Because I know I know, like with the podcast and that, from my own perspective, it's like you have a few bangers, and then you have one, and you know it's impactful content, but it doesn't do the same numbers as what the other one did.
Yeah,
you kind of get in your head about it. But I mean, my advice to people on that is the fact of like just keep putting out the content that's authentic to you. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are to that, but
yeah, no, I completely get that. There's a lot of times where I will post something and it doesn't do that well, doesn't like get to any of my followers, doesn't really go anywhere, and it just like, I don't know if I feel like a lot of people that do social media and all that have that feeling, where like you've posted something that just popped off and you're like, man, how do I beat that? And then you do something and then it's like not as good as it, so then you kind of I don't know the word for it, but you're kind of hard on yourself.
You're hard on yourself and you overanalyze it. I mean, do you ever feel like there's like sometimes you're in the online world too much and it can kind of affect your mental health?
Yeah. Well, because I
can kind of see when you're in the gym that kind of that's a bit of an outlet for you now.
Yeah. So I literally just started doing the gym. I started eating and like trying to get a look better.
Look and feel better.
Yeah. So that's it's actually nice to go to the gym now. I used to kind of think of it as a chore like a little while ago. But like now, it's like I'm looking forward to going to the gym.
Yeah,
but that's also just to get away from social media as well.
Yeah,
just like so you can just listen to music, do your stuff, and then feel good after.
yeah, 100%. Because all jokes aside with dancing on TikTok and that, and a lot of people can be judgmental of people dancing on TikTok, but to perfect the dances that you're doing on TikTok and do them the way that you do them. And also, you got to understand, in this latest series where you're dancing on TikTok, you have to dance the same routine in reverse to the TV because otherwise the camera shows it the other way around. Right?
Yeah.
So there's so many hours that go into creating a 30-second to 60-second clip on TikTok from your end. Do you know what I'm saying?
It does, yeah, because that's what TikTok was. It was basically you record on TikTok and like edit it on TikTok and do your thing on there.
Yeah.
Whereas I thought I could make them a little bit better by editing them on something else.
I'll see you edit them off TikTok.
Yeah, and just and put the music over, and it's just it's a little bit more work, but I'm like a perfectionist, if that makes sense. So I like to make sure my things are good, and if one thing's out, I won't post it.
The good thing about TikTok and Instagram and platforms like this and Facebook and stuff, and why all brands should be using it, in my opinion, is because it gives you all the ability to be creative in your space and learn to edit and learn to script things out and learn all these skills that you can take to other elements of your business or your life onward from that.
Yeah.
So like, even if TikTok died tomorrow, the editing skills that you've learned by editing videos for that platform will serve you on Instagram, will serve you on Facebook, will serve you on any platform that comes to mind. So when people judge it, and I've been guilty of judging it in the past as well, when Musical.ly first came out, I was like, "Fuck, this is this is wank." But you know, it's like people can judge it as much as you like. But I started to understand that a lot of these, and I'm 33, so I'll say these kids, but like a lot of these 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds now that are making a vast amount of cash from this platform are learning skills that when they decide to step off that platform, they're going to have them for other things that they're doing in life anyway. So they don't lose anything by being creative. It's actually a good medium for an outlet. It's more good than bad, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
And because I've noticed since Vine, a lot of content needs to be like within that first 4-second mark.
Yep.
You gotta like
catch.
Yeah, it's got to be like you just got to do it quick, or they'll swipe off. Yeah. So like recently with that Beyonce video and the Scooby-Doo and all these other ones, I've been like answering comments and going, Beyonce, I don't think I can, and then boom, cut to it.
Yeah.
Like just go straight into it and people just be like, what? And then obviously I'm wearing the same thing as Beyonce and it's just like, it makes them stay.
Yeah.
And like people want to know for the next video or something, like they'll see the video and they'll go, I wonder what costume he's going to be wearing at this one, or how he's going to do it. And you kind of got to get to the point really quick and just also you got to do something where your audience reacts in the comments.
Right.
And so for me, they always tell me what they want, what dance they want me to do next, what movie they want me to do next. And then a lot of them are like, oh, yes, that one. And they just all like... They
congregate in the comments.
And because of that, they show their friends. And then they'll share it to their friends going, dude, you got to watch this. Or like, I wonder what he's going to do next. Or something like that. And it just keeps... Like, it just gets to more people.
Yeah. Have you set yourself some pretty like audacious goals for this next year? Next few years?
Yeah, I wanted to go to LA. That was one of the goals, and I wanted to do some filming over there, being some ads.
Yeah.
So I probably can't talk about it, but I got asked to be on something that's over there.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to...
You got asked, or you've asked them?
I got asked.
You got asked?
Yeah. And it's...
Is it Disney related?
No, it's like a show.
Because I think you'd be really good dancing along to like the Disney show reels of like... I've never been actually told that, but yeah. I fully see you doing like some form of like TikTok High School Musical like collab type thing, you know what I mean? Reinvention. And yeah, because that's like another thing just from doing TikTok is that I would like to be like a background dancer on an ad. Yeah. Or like just a dancer on an ad where they're showing off something and then it like pans out.
Yeah, pans out and there's like just all these dancers there and like I'll just be there.
Were you trained professionally as a dancer?
No. Haven't taken a class or anything.
So you've never taken a dance class?
No.
So you completely learn off where? YouTube? Yeah,
I'm just a very good visual learner.
Mate, that's phenomenal.
So my mum was, she wasn't a dancer, but she could dance. And when I was younger, she taught me like some hip hop moves and some break dancing.
How cool is that for your mum to teach you hip hop moves?
And she taught me how to moonwalk too. So that was probably I was probably really cool back then. I was showing everyone how to moonwalk. but
I just that's phenomenal to me because it just goes to show you how any of you listening to this can go and learn something off YouTube and implement it. But Nath, everything you said just screams out to me that in order to create more opportunities in the world for you yourself, for anyone that's listening, you just have to put out more content that's authentic to who you are and to who you want to be in life. And then the opportunities will just start to come to you and you'll start to build an authentic following. It's like the reason why my following's grown and why my podcast has grown is because people, when they listen to it, then they know that I fucking love it. And I think the same when people see you dance, it's like it's obvious that you've got a fucking interest and a love for what you do and the perfection's there. Yeah. And people can see and they can feel it, and that's why you're getting offered opportunities in LA. Yeah. And it's like I just kind of think that a lot of people make that shit really complicated.
It's like, because when you do something that you like doing and you don't like feel bad about doing whatever you're doing, like you can just do it
and you can be a peaceful.
Yeah, and like if you whatever you like doing, and it's actually really just that confidence though, to not really care about what other people think. If you like doing what you're doing, like why would you care about anyone else telling you not to do it?
and this is why that's so powerful for me to hear that from a 20-year-old, because it is, bro. Because not so many 20-year-olds are out there, and they are worried about what people think. And they are. There's many 30-year-olds the same. I know people that are 40 that are still worried about what people think of them. And the biggest truth that I can ever tell the audience, and that you've distilled right there, is the fact of like, as soon as you take all the pressure off yourself on how others look at you and what other people think of you, that doesn't even matter, that are not going to be in your sphere anyway.
Yeah.
As soon as you take all that pressure away, you kind of allow yourself to go and create and go and be whoever you're meant to be in the world. And it doesn't have to be any judgment, not judgment from you yourself, and not judgment from any other people for how you want to be. And that's why I'm so hyped to hear that you're getting offers from LA now, because I know for a fact that when you started dancing on TikTok, that there would have been people out there that would be, before you got the first likes and before you got the first comment, there would be people there like telling you to stop and do something else. And but now you just got your own apartment off the back of TikTok and Instagram, man. It's fucking phenomenal.
Because obviously when I was little, I'd always watch YouTube, and I'd always wonder, like, how do they like make a living off this? Like, how does that all work? But yeah, just recently from doing all this stuff now, I'm like, man.
Break down how your first paid deal for me, in terms of like how did you, who was it with, and how did it come across your plate?
The first one? Oh, I think it was actually I think it was Subway. I think it was Subway. Subway was, that was around the time I was doing the dance stuff where I just transition into the dance moves.
Yeah.
And Subway had a soundtrack which was like from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
And it was like that sort of thing, and they were like, oh, would you be able to do like a little dance to it and just like have a title that says Subway? And that was it. That was how like easy it was. They just said it was like you're free to like
to
anything.
Be creative.
Yeah, to be creative. They
yeah.
just like, all we really want is just you to dance and have a title of Subway in it. So I was like, oh, okay, well that's cool. I'll do some little. Oh, actually, I think they had a choreographed dance for it, and then so I did that, and then while doing it, because I added my little thing on it, which was to transition into the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So at the end, so I'm like full doing the dance routine, and then at the end I do like a full cross, and it transitions into Will Smith. And then it's like that, and then everyone was like, oh, and then everyone was commenting going, oh, I was wondering where that sound came from. They're like, oh, it's from Fresh Prince. And then at the time that was when transitions was going around, so I like to, even though it was that small, but it's like that's my touch.
How did
onto it.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me.
And how did you because I don't know if everyone understands this, but when I was looking through TikTok, because I hit 10K, I got invited. Wow. I got invited to the creators program, right, which allows brands to work with you on TikTok. So I presume now through that.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
The like marketplace thing.
Yeah. So is that how you get offered brands?
No.
So this is what I need to understand.
Yeah.
Because I tell you now, because I was thinking, fuck, this is a bit shit then, because like you can only get offered brands through the creative space.
No,
so
not from
all the big accounts like yours are getting offered just through the email. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's agencies that So, yeah, a brand will reach out to this agency, and then the agency will go, oh, let me see any people that would be a great fit for this, and then they'll pick one, and they'll go, oh, and then they'll reach out to me and say, hey, would you like to do this? Give me a fee and a little brief of what I would have to do. And then,
what kind of fee would you get for like that Subway one?
For a Subway one, I think it was like probably, I think it was 2K.
See, this is some powerful shit because 2K for doing something that you love.
I know. And it's just,
what I mean?
like, even though it's a little video, it's like, it still felt like it was my video.
Yeah, because you got creative license over how it did.
I got to really do what I wanted to do as long as I just followed because the ads are like that. You have to follow their brief, and then if there's a creative little outlet that they want you to like put your own twist on it, style, which is what I do now, because I feel like just doing an ad for an ad isn't that great for people to look at.
Yeah, you're only taking jobs where you can put your creative spin on it, so that it still sits within your genre, but you can also get paid. Yeah,
so I'm not really.
It's important that people understand though that you did a year and a half's worth of content before you got paid a cent.
Yeah,
like that's very important. But what I would like to draw attention to is the fact that when you do what you love, ultimately the money will start to come eventually. You just have to be patient enough, and a lot of people quit before the critical compounding can happen.
Yeah,
like the critical compounding with my podcast is only just happening now, and I'm still having people listening to episode 3 and 4. That we're on episode 70.
Yeah,
so it's like I've got I've got 70 out in the world, but this will be like, I don't know how long. This could be 74, 75, whatever. But what I'm saying
74.
If it's 75, you may be looking an arsehole. But do you know what I mean though? Like it just goes to show you have to be willing to put the time in. But if you put the time in, you can set yourself up financial freedom on the back of these social media trains that are running. They're already running. You just have to be willing enough to be creative and not judgmental enough to get onto the train yourself. I mean, for someone like you, how many ads could you potentially do a week on TikTok?
I probably don't do one every week. I probably do maybe either 3 a month.
Yeah. But the fees have gone up and gone up.
Yeah,
and gone up.
So they're going up and up. Just with my following, I just keep. I don't have a real like base rate. Like I kind of just go off of my following. Like I don't know how I've calculated it, but like over time, you know how much you've been getting for other things, so you just kind of up it a little bit. And
so
more.
Where are you at now? Like 5 to 10k?
Yeah,
5. Yeah, you're like 10k a one.
No, not a one. Probably around 5k a one, and then
is that US or Aussie?
Aussie.
Yeah.
And then if it's just a little campaign that's around that much, and then if I try to go, if there's what is it called? Like where it's you have to do a certain amount of stuff and stories. Yeah. With it, that one bumps up.
Yeah, that bumps up.
But, so that's about.
So basically, then, as a creative now, you're in the position where you can earn like between 20 and 50k a month. Just
haven't gone up there yet, but yeah.
But you've done like the 20s, haven't you? You've done the 15 to 20.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is you're putting yourself in a position where you can earn from like 20 to 50k plus a month. As you know, going on to be a 21-year-old.
Yeah,
this is the reason why I want to do this, because I think a lot of people don't understand how much you can compound and make moves.
I just feel like it's crazy because I used to work at at a pizza shop just before I did worked at a pizza shop and I would only get like around 2-hour shifts there a night, and it was not good.
$40 something like that. A couple of hours?
Less. I think I don't even think I was on 20 at that time. But yeah, and I was doing that for 2 years. But yeah, that was not good. But like from learning that I can just do one video, which could just make that whole probably more than a week in that is just like crazy. So I'm grateful for
it must be quite surreal then for you to sit in your own apartment, like after you leave here and you go sit in your own apartment. At 20 years old, you sit in your own apartment, you furnished it yourself, you've done all that, you know, rah. You sat there, you must sit there and think to yourself, fucking hell, like how you know, I've done well here, like I've really started to move.
I actually haven't even congratulated myself for what I've done, but like I am happy for what I've done.
Yeah,
I haven't really sat down and told myself like, man, you're
from
good.
Well, from my point of view, and this is something I've had various things in life go for me, right, Nath, right, where I've had to what the outside world seems like what would be a success. Like let's pull one out of the hat. Like let's just say I worked as a world title trainer in boxing, right? So I worked world title level in boxing as a trainer. Now, rather than celebrating that and rather than being happy for myself and just say, I just gave myself a load of shit for it and just said, oh, you could have done more. And from me to you, mate, I would, when you get the chance this week, celebrate how far you've actually come.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, to go from being in the pizza shop to being creative, learning to dance, teaching yourself all these other skills, editing, all this other stuff that you've had to teach yourself over a year and a half trajectory to get to where you've got to. Before you go to LA and before you go doing all this other big stuff that I know you're going to do, just sit down with yourself and have it and thank yourself for the fact of like, you know what, I'm doing all right, because otherwise you'll end up doing what I did and get to like 30 years old and be like, oh, I've done nothing, but really you fucking have, because you've never celebrated along that whole fucking journey. You never took any time to say, oh, fucking well done, mate. Like, and that's where a lot of younger people like fall out.
Yeah.
So I've met a lot of the older creators in your space, right, that have really gone fucking viral, and some of them have got like drug addictions and the soul destroyed, because they never took a moment to celebrate when they're on their journey.
Yeah.
And then they feel empty at the end, and they're sat in a big fucking house drinking themselves to death. Yeah. And it's important.
They're still not where they want to be. Or
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've never been present, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That presence is the gift. Is what most creators miss, the presence.
Yeah.
I see you completely present, for argument's sake, when you're in the gym. That's when I see you. I'm like, oh, he's present here. You're like, no phone, no bullshit.
I love the gym.
yeah, but it's a great thing, mate. It's a great like kind of realization. But I do think at points in life you have to celebrate yourself.
Yeah,
and I'm saying that as much for you as for the audience as for me myself, to remind everybody out there that, you know, we're all out there trying our best to achieve what we can with what we've got in the time that we've got. We just need to be able to sit with it and be like, fuck yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
fair play, because there's always someone out there you can compare to. Do you ever find comparison as a problem with you?
Like what do you mean?
Like comparing yourself to other people and that?
No, it's really weird, because I don't even like look up to. Like, there's not someone that I
aspire to be or anything.
Yeah.
That's great. That's fucking fantastic.
Like, yeah, like I don't. I feel like that's weird though. I feel like I should.
It's not, because when I had one person, it was very nice of them to say it. They're like, oh, Frankie's Australia's Joe Rogan. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm fucking Australia's Frankie fucking Lee. What are you talking about?
He's his own man.
Yeah, no, but it's like, do you know what I mean? though? I don't want to. I'm the same. I'm like, don't compare. There's no comparison. Joe's doing what he's doing. Fucking Austin, like all the other podcasters are doing what they're doing. Let them do what they do. I'll do what I do, and I'll sit within my own light. And whatever that light becomes, it becomes. But I'm going to sit within that. Yeah. And what you've just essentially said is the same thing. You're just comfortable with who you are. Yeah. And how you're rolling up. There's nothing that is a beautiful thing to be, because that is when you find true peace. Yeah. I'm really fucking impressed, mate, because I didn't understand how undeterred and how unjudgmental of yourself you would be at your age, which is fantastic, because many are not.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I do get hard on myself, but yeah, never really I just kind of always push myself to like try to do different things and just
After you've been to LA though, and you go into the things that I know you're going to do, What do you think? Do you think you're going to move towards like TV stuff and like not just adverts though, but more like I'm kind of feeling like more like Disney type.
Yeah, like I want to be on the big screen. I want people to see me that way.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the foot in the door.
Yeah, the stepping stone.
Yeah, like I'm getting my name out there already, and just so if I do try to get some more gigs, they'll already know what some of my stuff is and what I do, and like
this is a great way for someone though to get out there, isn't it? Through news. You can use social media in two ways, can't you? You can either be a consumer, or you can either start being a creator on the platform.
Yeah.
And I'd always say that when you lean towards being more of a creator than a consumer, your life's going to get vastly better. I mean, being a consumer of social media is fine if you're consuming the right type of content for where you're at in your life.
Yeah.
But so many people are like I've talked about many times on this podcast before, is like following people that they shouldn't be following and aligning themselves with stuff that they shouldn't be aligning with.
Yeah.
But this just goes to show you this whole trajectory of what you've done is like, if you just put out like one quality piece of content like every day or every couple of days, on the go-to platform of the time. Obviously now it's TikTok, but it was Instagram 3 or 4 years ago. It was Facebook before that. Like if you just keep putting out that one piece every couple of days, that quality piece.
Yeah, because because like I said before, I was trying to do them daily. That just makes your content just not the best, and you can tell yourself when you're doing it and you don't feel that great doing the content.
Yeah.
But like recently, just doing my the trend that I'm doing right now, where I'll just do a dance that's on TV, that like because people are commenting, it's giving me new things to do.
Yeah.
So the next day I will do it because I've got something.
So yeah, you've rather than you just being the creative, you've put the creative license on your audience. So you're now asking them, hey, what do you want? Okay, I'll create that for you. And they like it more, and then they say, hey, what do you want next? And then they tell you, which makes it a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, because they're giving me the idea. I just got to master it.
Yeah, but before you get, I mean, people do that with the podcast as well. They say, we'd love to see you interview this person or interview this person, which is great. But you don't have that at the start. When you start, you just have to fucking go, and you just have to work, and you just have to put out content, and you have to make mistakes, and there has to be awkward pauses, and you have to ask the wrong questions, and you have to create content that gets 200 views as well as 200,000 views.
Yeah.
There's too many people getting caught up in the wheel of doom where they overthink shit, and it's like, it's clearly something that you've never done.
Yeah. And because from those where I would dance like the actors and stuff, I got a couple shares from those actors as well, which obviously boosts it, and they shared it on their side, so obviously people that follow them have seen it. So I did one for Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And then he reshared it on his. And
did he ever message you or anything?
No, he didn't.
But mate.
Nah, but he just commented, and I mean he reshared it, and I think it's still on his TikTok. And I think it was, I don't know what he said, but it might have been just like, yes I can dance. And then he just
it's the access. It's the access that's available to people. Like, you're only one DM away or one piece of content away from going viral. Everybody, literally everybody. Like, anybody can go viral. Anybody can dramatically change their life, and it all starts with micro pieces of content that adequately showcase actually who you are as a human. Rather than just trying to create content for content's sake.
Yeah, because a lot of the big creators, not all of them, but a lot of them, they just put out really shit content now. I believe it's not like as good, like, because a lot of them are just like that big that whatever they post now will just do well.
Right, so you're saying they've took their creative foot off the gas. So how are you going to stop yourself taking your creative foot off the gas when you get to, I mean, you're big, you're 3 million, but like when you get to like 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, what are you going to do to keep things fresh, how are you going to keep reminding yourself of the hustle that you have to put in every day to make sure the content bangs?
Because I haven't thought that far. I didn't even think I would get to 3 million, to be honest. I didn't think I would really be as big as I am at the moment. So I haven't even thought past that to go any bigger. But I've always thought of myself as doing something really big, though. Just never actually thought it would happen, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. Because what I'm doing now is just really like letting the fans like interact with the videos. So I'm guessing whatever I do in the future, I can just interact with fans, do what the fans really want.
And how old are they? Your demographic?
My demographic is the most is 18 to 20 something, and then I think it's lower.
So the platform is definitely aging up on TikTok then, because obviously, like only a couple of years ago, when I got a TikTok, the average age of the followers was like 13 to fucking 17-year-olds.
That's like the second one on the bar. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's just because it was a kids app, and then
but what people I think have cottoned onto now, but hadn't cottoned onto before, is that all these 13 to 17-year-olds, if you just keep putting out content for them, eventually they're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and they'll buy something from you in the future.
I've been asked to do like merch and stuff, but I don't know what. I don't even know what people. I feel like not much people would buy that for some reason.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're trying to judge something that you don't know right now. You're trying to say, I don't think people. It's not for you to think. You just have to ask your audience. Like with merch, the simplest thing for you to do is to make a TikTok where you're trying on some of your own merch you've had made, and it's like you ask them which piece do you want to buy, and they'll tell you in the comments, won't they? Same way as you've done a dancing video.
They would, wouldn't they?
That's I should. I mean, you tell me if I'm smoking crack, but that's what I'd do, man. Like if I was in your position, I'd just ask your audience. You got the audience there to ask them.
Yeah.
You never thought of that, had you? To me, it just sometimes an outside perspective is just is just all you need. But like, you could do on that topic on setting up merch, mate. You could do some serious dollars with 3 million followers on merch.
Yeah,
and all you have to do is ask them, "Do you want me to just pick out 3 things you like and just say what would you like me to release first?" And they'll go,
yeah.
And them telling you tells you that they're going to buy it. So. Literally a Shopify store and some merch and get it made locally and ship screen printed and ship it out. Do limited pieces. Like,
I could have done this ages ago.
Well, if I was if I was you, then I would pick your favorite item of clothing. Like this is just me being creative right now.
Yep.
Pick your favorite item of clothing. Let's just say your favorite item of clothing is a baggy t-shirt.
Yep.
Every time you do a dance, right? Say you're doing the Beyonce dance. I'd get a picture of you in the Beyonce thing, doing the fucking move with some fucking quote at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'd sell that t-shirt as a limited runoff.
Damn.
And then and I'd run in that video. I'd run link in the bio to buy the t-shirt from this video.
Yeah.
And then I'd do that every viral video. So when you say, "Girl, do you think you should dance?" Right.
Yeah.
Bro, I advise people on this for a living.
Yeah, right? this is some good stuff.
Ask George about it. Anyway, when you say people, do you dance, right? Then you have this creative piece of something creative. You know, you could sell loads of shit like that. And it's just, it doesn't have to be the t-shirt. It could be the hat. It could be the sweatbands. It could be the fucking watch. It could be the anything. But I think that I think that you've been led to believe that all the money from your career comes from like you partnering with brands.
Yeah.
I think.
Whereas I can be my own.
You think, yeah, this is what I'm going to say to you. You should be the brand.
Yeah.
Right. And make your brand, because you think if you're getting the Beyonce, let's just go Beyonce video, right? Beyonce video. How many likes and shares did that get?
I think last I checked, crap, I don't even. I posted it yesterday, so I got, I think, 30 on Instagram, and then I think I got
30k.
Yep, and then 50k on TikTok.
Okay. So you got 80,000 people that have seen you in this T-shirt you're now selling, right? Do the conversion rate at 1%. Exactly. And if you're charging $50 a pop for the T-shirt, you're making a hell of a lot more money by doing these a couple of times, by doing these limited drops. You should be dropping limited edition merch for each video that you do. And
am I supposed to pay you?
No, mate. No, the only reason I went into that, I wasn't even thinking about going into this on the podcast, but the only reason I went into that is because that's how you take yourself to the next level financially on the back of what you've already done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's just the game, mate. But our cameras just died. Cameras just died out. But guys, do you know what? I'll finish the podcast here. But mate, I loved having you on just to talk to people about TikTok and that, and stuff like that. Give them a real insight into like how you've built it up, because I think a lot of people struggle with the kind of confidence and stuff like that to go out and be creative and be themselves. And I think this podcast should allow people to do that. You know, just it's an easy listen for you guys to go out there and just understand that. Like Nave's done, he's just gone out there and been creative and put content out, and then just gone to town it like that. Yeah,
because I've actually never spoken to anyone about it either.
Yeah,
this is the first.
No,
everyone got an exclusive right here.
yeah, mate. And I appreciate your comment. I appreciate your time coming on, and I appreciate all that stuff. And I'll put all your links to all your TikTok and Instagrams in the description. But do you want to drop them as well?
Yeah. So Instagram, it's NATHANLUST. That's what it's NATHANLUST.
Yeah.
And then TikTok is just NATHANLUST. I was wondering what
I love the pauses on it. I love the pauses on it. And if you see Nath selling merch on the back of his TikTok now, you know who gave him the idea.
No, who gave me the idea.
But not just the idea, but the way the kind of that is the right way to do it, mate. To make limited edition pieces, I reckon, and to kind of really put your thought into, because you no point putting 2 hours into 3 hours into creating a 60-second video if you're not putting the same amount of creativity into what you're selling. So if what you're selling is authentic to you, it will bang. If it isn't, it won't. As simple as that.
Yeah.
But you'll feel it out, mate. Pick it out. But mate, I loved having you on, and thank you so much.
No, thank you. I appreciate this. Yeah, I actually learned a lot from this as well. I thought I would be telling everyone, but no, thank you for
no, mate. And guys, just do us a favour, share the content, subscribe, whatever platform you're listening to this on, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. It's much appreciated, and thank you so much. Much love.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Frankie Lee Podcast.